Our next event is in Penrhyncoch, and I'm standing outside the garage where there's a big apple tree, and by it are gathered a group of people with various contraptions, and we're about to make apple juice. So I started by asking Lynwen, the owner of the garage, to tell us a little bit about the rather special apple tree that they've got growing next to it.
Mae'r goeden yma gath ei blannu yn 1962 gyda fy mam gi Annie Jenkins. Plonodd i dwy Beauty of Bath fan hyn gyda coed fale eraill, ac mae un arall yr un pethau yn coed Griffith yn Salem, planodd i'r un adeg. Mae'n goeden afal sydd yn barod i fyta dechrau mis Awst, a dyna pam mae'r achlysur yma heddiw.
We've got three different methods here of processing the apples into pulp, which you have to do before you press them to get the juice out. And we've made a small example of the earliest type of pulper, which is simply a wooden pole which is used to bash the apples in a bucket to make them suitable for pressing. So some of the younger people with us today are going to have a little go at bashing the apples with a traditional pole. You're supposed to sing while you're doing it to get the rhythm right, but we haven't quite worked out a song for that yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Still some big pieces in there. Keep going, guys. Let's get those pieces bashed up. So we'll put it in the press after you've done all this, alright? This is how they used to do it all the time. Before we had machines, this is how they used to process the apples. Two people with a pole bashing them, like this.
It's hard work, boys.
That's what we...
Not
yeah?
that hard.
It's not too heavy, is it?
Well, it's only because Jacob's making it go all over the place. That's the only
You're doing a really good job there.
So that's the old-fashioned method. But nowadays we use a machine called a scratter to break the apples up. Once you've got your pulp, it goes into the press. Here's Jack to explain what happens next.
We're using the screw press, which has a large metal base and then a sort of a wooden barrel shape coming up and a large screw through the middle. So we've got a nice fine muslin bag inside it. And then we just press down on that using wood and the bolts at the top of the screw, and then that just squeezes the juice out to the bottom.
Right.
And then we just keep topping up the scratted apples inside until it's just solid cake and we can't get any more juice out of it, and then get a new load.
What are you going to do with the cake that's left over?
It's donated to some pigs locally. We're very, very happy to have it.
Yeah, pigs like cake.
Let's stop for a moment and talk to Danny Thorogood. Danny's a plant geneticist at IBERS, and this event was his idea.
Yeah, we've lived in Penrhyncoch, let's say 30 years I think, so and we've noticed this tree ripening very early. We thought it was very strange that it was something else. And I asked the Lynwen and Geraint from Ty Mawr what the variety was, and they said well they weren't too sure. What we did is we analysed the DNA, so we extracted some DNA, and the DNA profile was exactly the same as Beauty of Bath, and it looks characteristically like Beauty of Bath. It's a very early apple, sometimes maturing in July, and this time it matured a little bit later because it's been quite a cold season. Nice red apple. Unfortunately, it doesn't really last very long, so it's about a week, and then the apple starts deteriorating. So you have to use it very quickly, and you either eat it straight off the tree, or you juice it.
Okay, so now we're going to taste some juice. What do you reckon?
It's not bad at all. It's not particularly sweet. It's quite acidic, but it's fairly drinkable. I'm not sure the youngsters would enjoy it too much, but it's not bad apple juice.